Harvard Business Review, and they're talking about 70% of transformation fails due to lack of engagement. How do you ensure high level engagement and buy in from all stakeholders during a transformation project?
Yeah, I mean, I think um, engagement really begins with understanding your stakeholders. I think coming into a large project or program, um, it's really important to understand that there are different levels, layers of stakeholders, different locations, different domains. I would often, begin by trying to understand, what is really the organization structure? What are the roles? What are the responsibilities within that organization? Um, I mean, traditionally, yes, just to identify who are the stakeholders and how are they impacted, but really understanding kind of their perspective and having some empathy for where they're coming from is the starting point. So I would really study organization charts. I would research, team department responsibilities going into the project to understand that landscape a little bit better. I would often find that even, depending on the location, you might have two of the same departments that are titled the same thing, but the operating models would vary widely, right? So, the budgeting process might belong in the operations team in one location and the finance team in another location. And if you're working on a project that's impacting the budgeting process globally, you can't just go to the CFO of all locations and get the right level of engagement. You really need to understand who's taking care of that, and who's responsible for it, and know where they're coming from. So I tend to find that that's the best way to make sure that you're connecting in the right way with the right stakeholders, and you need to build a personal relationship really with all of your stakeholders and have that kind of one-on-one connection so that they can express what are their needs, what are their interests, how do they want to get involved and stay engaged. And so I do find that second step of really building those relationships and trust goes a long way to ensuring that they're really engaged along the process and they're following what you're doing, and they're supporting you in the background and along the way.